So welcome GMB Pros, man. I got excited. I'm 2 minutes late here. Carlos and Harry were over here talking about GMB websites and Google, what they're doing. I'm like, well, hold on, this is getting good. Let me record it. So those are catching the replay. I appreciate it. Chris will be here. We're talking Google extensions, what's working, what can you use them for to help you really uncover some things and help you with your client audits and just help you understand the competitors, right? So Chris will be on here. But my question to the guys were, what, here, let me do this also real quick. Let me go live. Give me a second, guys. Oops, no, it's not that. Okay, we'll skip the live for today. I was in somebody else's account, so we'll skip it. Let's see, go here, cancel. Okay, so my question was, why is Google taking away my GMB websites, right? And then somebody brought up, Carlos or Harry, how they're gonna rotate the GMBs. I think that's how it is now. Because if you look at different times, maybe different areas, it's just the rotating. If you're okay, if you're doing good, or depends where you're at, you get plugged into that rotation. So the idea is to be in that rotation as much as possible, right? That is my theory of like what happens like now. It's a rotation. It's not necessarily, oh, I'm dominate the rankings or I turn the grid's green, the heat map's green. It's more, I'm just on those rotations
You
more.
can be green now. After 10 minutes, you are nowhere.
Yeah. And guys, don't forget that because it's happened to me, right? Even if you green somebody out and they don't get phone calls, it's useless. It's not going to work. Carlos's clients, Harry's clients, they all worry, or all they want is the return on their investment. What am I getting for my money that I'm putting into you guys for ranking, right? Now,
It's
one
going to
thing,
help also rank and rent.
say again.
It's going to hurt also on rank and rent sites.
Yeah, it's really weird, guys, because I'll tell you one thing, Harry, I know, right? In fact, the last call I got on, he's a rank and rank, guys. He's looking to expand. He's looking to expand because he's doing well, right? He was talking about maybe going to a different niche, and I said, why? Just stay in your niche, and he's dominating. So we looked at his niche, and sure enough, and it's a lot easier than the niche that he's wanting to get into, right? So it's a lot easier. But the reason I was saying that is the rank and rent system still works. It's still effective. The guy is making money. In fact, he added another GMB, right? He just added another GMB to it. Okay, so back to my point. I think that it's becoming harder and harder to do what I did. Just focus. And man, I know what Harry's going to say right now, but I remember like if it was yesterday, him saying this, it's getting harder and harder just to focus. Like say if you just focus on GMB, like that's all you did. Don't make that mistake like I did, guys. Do not make that mistake because Google, okay, what if tomorrow Google says no more GMB? What happens to our business? Okay, worst case scenario, I think a lot of you will understand this. What if Google says, you know what, I'm going to make it harder for you to post reviews? Does that sound familiar?
It kind of is making it harder. Some of them are just getting deleted and not shown.
But that's why I'm saying we don't want to sell services anymore. We want to sell programs, complete packages. Because the truth of the matter is, if you just do GMB, if you just do websites, if you just do ads, that's just a part of the whole thing, right? It's a part of the whole thing. You want all of those. One thing that Lee Fletcher taught me was ranking diversification, right? Because, like, for example, right now, ranking diversification, if Google wants to take down GMBs, reviews, or making it harder, like you have your website dialed in, you have your ads going on, you have an email program going on. You won't be affected. You'll take the blows. You won't disappear. You'll still continue doing business. So I think that's going to be like for us SEO, even for the rank and rank guys, they just have to up the ante to, diversify that, right? Definitely want to diversify those things.
Alfredo, I have a question for Harry. You mentioned the Google sites are going to disappear, but they have sites.google.com. Now, I get, projects from schools, right? And the schools, they do their own sites for class meetings and all that junk. And they post all their links. We upload stuff and everything. So is it just the GMB free website, or is it all Google sites?
I think it's going to be all Google sites. Tell you honestly, Mr. Chris Palmer is already in a room. He can answer that question.
Hey, Chris, why is Google messing with me and taking my sites that I invested a lot of time to put links in there? Bradley Benner, took the time to like, boys, you're sleeping on this. And then Google says, you know what?
He had people spinning their wheels, didn't he?
Bam! Like,
yeah, well, are they taking away the Google sites? I know they did away with the old version. The new version is still intact. Even if they did away with the totally free version, we could still get it within G Suite, right? Or it's called Google Workspace. So paying customers will still have access, right?
okay.
Winner, chicken dinner for the boys. It's the local business assets that we won't still have. However, when you don't have a website to add in, they still give it to you currently. So are we going to be at a total loss, gents? And is there that much value derived from those assets anyway? I generally always look at, well, who's trying, what's on the back end? What are they selling? Right? Because for me, is there really any value there? I don't know.
I would use them as one of my tiers, right? Like I would throw in municipalities, the Wikipedia link in there, trying to like write buffer. And then like, if you just want to slam something, you slam that side and let it, feed. So kind of things like that, right?
Tier. Yes, sir.
Like tier thing. That's what Brad Lee, I got that from Brad Lee. And Mike Marlino introduced me to Brad Lee, right? So, but I got to get with Brad Lee and say, what's up? What are we doing? But yeah, man, it's like, what in the hello?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I still think there's why was there a new announcement other than the old version of the site? The new versions are still going to be active, correct?
Well, as far as I know, is whatever your name is,
right.
Sites are going away.
Even if you don't have a website, then what? They're going to direct us to the Google site?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? What are they going to replace it on there? I think it's a great opportunity for us marketers, right? Go out and search who has that biz.sites, hit them up. Hey, William Jones has a special. I can build you this. You know what? In fact, I'll give you your own website. Just sign up with SEO with me and, stay with 6 months and I'll give you your website, something like that. Foot in the door, added value, right?
More than
William comes up with pretty, good
compelling offers.
Yeah, and then the site, if it's not 100%, we'll get you to 80, if it's 20 steps, a lot of you have I've heard this speech. If it's building a site to what you wanted is 20 steps, William Jones will get you to step 15 and 18. Of course, you have to come in there and polish it up, a button, a color, a little bit of content, move this over, whatever. But
Skeleton.
we do all the heavy lifting for you, right?
I like that word. Yes, heavy lifting.
And like, hey, and we'll give you a month free SEO, keep it on there. And then, if you happen to be on the GMB Pros, there's a 50% discount on there, 150 for blogs and citations and all that jazz.
And you have pay for 3 months, get another 3 months for free.
So just, there's opportunities, you just got to leverage them, right? And if you got GMB, don't tell anybody, but like, what is it? Here, let me look it up. I don't want to get this wrong here.
Alfredo,
Yeah.
Kyle Sanker, that he's only, Google is only the GMB sites.
Right.
I guess not from sites.google. I'm not sure, but that's what Kyle Sanker said. He replied. And I know, like, the customer mine, he just did his free site. He's ranking the 3-pack with his website in Google, from Google My Business.
So did I misread that, Kyle? Kyle, you want to unmute? Is it the biz.sites one? Like whatever you name it, .biz.sites?
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's just the site that comes with the profile.
But which one is it? Is it the biz.site one? That one's still good?
The one that you can only access through your Google Business profile. It's
Okay.
that one site that automatically any Google Business profile posts you put through it automatically show up there. It's that site.
Okay, that's going away or that's staying?
That's the one that's going away.
Right, yeah. So
But
Sites.google.com.
sites.google.com will be active?
Yeah, they're staying.
Okay.
yeah. And that's the one I would leverage. That's the one I would like pound and put stuff in and make it nice and cute and put some elbow grease in it.
Yeah, those are still staying.
Okay. So I gotta reread that. So I'm over here crying for no reasons. What you're saying, Kyle?
As far as I'm aware, we all lost our mind because Google Business profile
I did
built-in
too.
post was gone.
Yeah.
The actual sites itself that are run through your Google account, no, they're staying.
All right, cool. So
The single pagers are pretty nice though, right, Alfredo?
Yep.
So yeah, there's merit there, but it's a tough deliverable
Yeah.
for some clients.
Because they still actually like index and rank. Like if you do a brand name, like if you do my brand name, mine pops up. You guys can see like what I do. And it's not my invention, right? Bradley Benner taught me. And I'm probably not even doing that 100% correct, but it's effective. It's effective for me. Anyways. So, there's this guy, Chris Palmer. Oh, and by the way, just in case, if you guys have like certain like services as well besides William, he revamped it, SEOchrispalmer.org. Take a look at that. The services are revamped, a little bit organized, nice and clean. Boom, boom, boom. Check that out. Shows Chris Palmer some love, some support, and it's very affordable, very affordable. If anybody knows Chris, any stage he hops on, what makes him totally different is that he puts up the hood and literally shows you everything. And even on the new stuff, right? How many have you opened up a hood of a new car, right? What do you see? One big plastic thing. If it's something new, Chris takes off that plastic thing and shows you what's up in there.
And one of the best.
Yeah, so that's one. I've seen it, Chris, on stage 2 occasions, and like boom, everybody's like, what the hell?
And he's honest. He's honest. He tells the truth. That's the thing. He tells the truth. He doesn't want to hide any secrets.
You have to remember the lie.
He can sell the indexing stuff for $97 for 2 weeks and then come over here on Zoom meeting and give it for free.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
that's fair.
So one of the things I wanted to leverage Chris with and, help us maybe, kind of like explore, like what does Chris Palmer use on his day-to-day? How do he looks at websites? What extensions is he using? And I've gotten a lot of those calls. So I'm cheating here a little bit, like trying to use Chris and get people out there like to know what extensions I use, what programs Chris uses. And Chris, take a look at your messenger to try
Yep.
to be,
I noticed that. There's one
okay.
on there I've never heard of though, Alfredo. I'm going to be honest. One that jumps out at me. I don't use a lot of these, but the one that jumps out that I've never used and I've never heard of, I'm intrigued. Is called Geo Search. What is that?
I got that from you. That's the little extension, the
Oh,
5.
the Geo modifier, the Valentin app one.
Yeah.
Oh, Geo Changer. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it? Oh, they have a name for it. I just always called it the location switcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just wanted to jog so again, just being honest and transparent, right? Chris, I can't get him out of my like YouTube feed and stuff. So I kind of went into his YouTube channel and I picked one of the popular ones, right? It's crazy. Like when the student's ready, the teacher shows up, right? And I've gotten a lot of people asking me about the different extensions. So I'm trying to leverage this in two ways and make it nice and sweet today with these extensions, right? Like, hey, Chris, thumbs up, thumbs down. There's also like SEO. If you want to get into like, what is that? SEO Rocket. I know you have that video, for SEO stuff, the audit stuff, and then if you guys have questions, you remember that one?
Oh yeah. I try not to go too crazy with, is very well, right? I try not to attach myself to brands, but in this type of setting, no problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so is that the primary, that's the concept that we want to touch on? Sure. That's awesome. I get those questions a lot too.
Awesome.
So what is there ones that you're curious of? I think on the day-to-day, do you want me to just show you?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you pretty much nailed it. I think you nailed them there, a lot of them. But I don't use Zoom. I'm more of a Google guy. But
so if you hit share and then it'll let you choose like the entire screen and then
share. There's the giant green button, that one. I always forget where that is. I'm sorry. Yeah. I always generally use Google. I actually had a client. They said like first and foremost, they came to me, but then they're like, generally it's more professional if you're using Zoom. That was like, oh man.
Is that what you said?
Well, you're here though. Yeah, man, it was unique. It was a unique conversation. But that's, I guess a lot of people really love Zoom. I never did it. But with that being said, can you see my screen okay?
Yeah. Yep. You're on Facebook, the Messenger.
Yeah, I changed my photo with these gents here and ladies. So up here in the corner here, so I pay these gentlemen here a very fair fee, keywords everywhere. I think this is for the day-to-day. How is it utilized? I don't know what you don't know. So how is it utilized? When you're explaining stuff to people, I'm just going to go through them like this. Like, here's what I use it for. Is that fair?
Yeah, perfect.
That cool?
Here's a pro tip that I learned from Chris. You notice he has it off. If you can go into that a little bit, Chris, too.
Well, the big one is I go in and inside of this tool here, I go into the settings and I shut a lot of stuff off. Really, there's only two that matter, right? Like I don't need anyone else's opinion. If there's something I want to hunt down, there's probably a tool specifically for that. I personally just want to ding credits for volume and CPC personally. You know what I mean? So that's why I keep all these assets off. Also, too, I notice when this is running in the background, like I'm not your data. You know what I mean? Like you're in my system. It's always running in the background. Like you're not, you collect from everyone else. So I only turn it on when I need it. Right. So I keep all these settings off. And on top of it, I try to keep it off. Now, whether it works out how I think it does, who knows, but it's not dinging me credits all the time.
Yes.
So that's one of the main reasons. But the main primary here is I'll come inside of here and let's say it's, I'm looking for something, you know, like personal injury lawyer, I don't know, Houston. Like I explain and talk about this a lot. It's volume and CPC. So like, that's what I use this for. It's a fast glimpse. Like, hey, you know, you're talking to a client, they have a quick question like, should I go for personal injury lawyers or attorney or attorneys? And it's like, oh, geez, it's all the same. And well, then we just go to data and bam, this is what I'm looking at. There is a secondary extension that comes with this. I paid the additional fee. However, I found it to be quite bloated. But there is uses for it, but only at seldom times. It's the people also ask. I like to yank those out for my supporting content, and that's SEO Minion, right? So I rarely use that. It just depends on if we're looking for keyword ideas for that specific thing. It just pulls them out really, really fast and really, really easy. This next one here, this right here is a SERP counter. I mean, dude, I hate counting them. I want to see at the drop of an eye, hey, what's going on? And plus two, I make a lot of screenshots for testing and things along these lines. So I like to have it's preset. It numbers them for me. So it's SERP counter. SEO Quick, this is a SEMrush product. I'm a ambassador. People probably don't know because I don't pitch. But I am on the team. I have a post on their blog and yeah, I mean, I like their products, right? I am an ambassador for SEMrush. So with that being said, I use this specific tool, and the reason why I like this is for keyword density, this section here. Notice I just opened it. I didn't look at anything else, right to it. It's this density right here. It takes into account what's in the entire actual document. Very, very useful for density, counting words, co-occurring key phrases. The big one, though, is word count, densities, and well, which words are up here at the top, right? Which variations, the 2-word, 3-word phrases. All right, so this is SEO Quake, and that's what I use it for. SEO, I use this one a lot. So when I come into a page, let's find this guy. All right, I don't know this guy. So when we come inside of here and we're looking at a website, you know, our process is most people use tools. We like to do the math ourselves personally, especially for the clients that we really care about. So when we're counting manually, it's word count and density plays a factor, but the big one is that we're counting is headers. So I want to know how many headers they have and how many headers are optimized. So this is SEO Pro extension by Marketing SERP. I have no affiliation. We're actually going to rebuild this so I can put my name on it. I'm sick of, I want my own, and these are easy to build. I got a guide pretty soon. So in any case, we have this. It gives you your titles, descriptions, URLs, canonicals, header tags for counting. The status codes are relevant. I mean, it's good to know if the site's online. This is the next thing we're going to count, internal links. So I can take a look and see, hey, how many A tags are optimized on the page? We know they're weighted differently based on the patents, right? Images are important, but more importantly, how many alt tags are optimized, right? And then schema, I like to see really quick without having to check source code. So it's going to lay it out, but guys are getting kind of slick now. Some are, 80% aren't, but where we're competing at for law firms in the big cities, they are. So sometimes you still have to analyze the code because they're launching it in JSON. They're like, it doesn't show up like this. So, but this is good for most niches, for most people. Socials, I never go here. Resources, I never go here. So that's what I use that for. Plepper, this has been around a long time. Nothing against Mateo and his tool set, but I find this one to be a lot better for what I need it for. It's called Plepper as opposed to, I forget the name of it. I like Mateo a lot, but the tool, I like this one better. I'm biased there, and plus it's free. It's called Plepper. And what this is used for is if I'm looking for, say, I don't know, the same deal, just to make it easy. So when you come in here, you guys probably already know this one. You guys are super maps oriented, I think. So let's just take this. We come over here to maps. And we want to look for somebody specifically. Actually, better yet, here, let's just click on this guy. Generally, it takes a little bit of time to, over here, it'll give me the information that I need. What I'm looking at primarily is categories. I like to see, well, how many categories? And then what I like about this is I don't have to go looking. This URL here I use a lot. And then this URL down here I use pretty consistently. This URL as well. For various reasons. I like to have them whenever I want them. See their address too when I'm filling out information in order to set up CTR campaigns. Everything's right here. It's so nice. So that's Plepper. This is Valentin apps. This one here, let's get all this. This is like chaos on my screen. This particular tool here is called Valentin app. They had a website that was a browser, and they were taxing me with browser ads, right? Making money from me. Instead, I decided to give them some of my data, and it's a lot easier and faster. And what this does is, as you know, it will change the geocode. But if I put a geo modifier here, Google is now doing this for us. It serves results from the area, where previously it would serve based upon what your browser setting was. But Google does it for you now. Like if I type Houston, it serves Houston results. But if I take this away, the only way to see the true result is to change the result to Houston, right? So if I type in Houston, then it will do it for me, right? So this comes in really handy when I'm trying to get the real thing, because personal injury lawyer ranking from searching from Houston is far different from then personal injury lawyer Houston. You know, like SEOs, like when you're selling it, yeah, we're going to go rank for Houston, and you'll do that. It's easier, right? But personal injury lawyer searching from Houston is a lot harder, and that's how we do our SEO, and that's why I use it in order to convey and to analyze. This is a Mike Merlino. I caught this from Mr. Merlino. I saw him utilizing it. I saw it in his browser one day, and I was like, that's not one I use. What is that? And he showed me Linkover. Sick. This is really good for hiding hidden links or A tags, or to see what entities they're linking to. So I can come to a page, click this button, and then bada bing, bada boom, I could see every result. I don't know if he ever pointed this out, but he had it, and I asked him probably a year and a half ago. That's where I figured that one. This is a summarizer. There's a million of them. I bounce between this one and Harpa for summaries for YouTube videos, right? This right here, whoops. I have some other ones too that I don't always have on. I'll point these out. Bitmojis, it makes little emoji pictures. I like to use heads for social media and stuff. It makes them quick. Right-click copy. A lot of websites will block it. So you just turn this on, and then I can copy anything from any website that I want. Color picker, when or if I'm ever setting up a site, highly unlikely, but sometimes if I am, I want to know exactly what's the hex code color. That's what I use. GeoSwitcher, we talked about an instant data scraper when I'm scraping for reviews. When I was showing my, we made a guy build a scraper for us. Not made him, we paid him to make it. But this is what we modeled after. I wanted it to go out, scrape the IDs, scrape the reviews. Most specifically, we want to scrape reviews from Los Angeles, take them, change the name and the keyword, and use it in, say, Miami, right? That's why because we don't want to write them, but we want to take the most relevant and then take them from one big city over to another, right? Because speed is more important. It's the most important. Speak out loud. Again, I read a lot of patents. So when I'm doing work, I need to hear, right? So they're generally in a PDF format or a page. So like if it's somebody's page or something I come across and I want to digest the information, because even if you're not actively listening, you still hear it. So I know this. So I'll let stuff run in the background so I can absorb, and then I'll retain. This is Selenium. If I want to automate some type of process, generally I use this for reviews again. And we are building the tool to automate the warming up of accounts. We now do it with Puppeteer, but I was modeling this because it's one thing for us to be able to do it. It's another thing to have a 20-year-old or somebody younger in another country do something. It has to be easy and something repeatable. So I was looking to model the recording process that these guys had in their extension. I wanted something that would work in that way. Puppeteer doesn't work that way, but we were able to put a UI on it, and it does. So that's why this is here. It's for automation, browser automation. We talked about this one, SEO Quake. We talked about this is actually the cracked version of vidIQ. This is so I can see keyword volumes on YouTube. This right here is rendered source. So this is rendered DOM. Google reads the rendered DOM. So when I'm hiding stuff or when I'm manipulating things or JSON or I'm looking at stuff, I want to view the rendered DOM because that's what Google does. They serve the rendered DOM, right? So that's why that's important. And then voice and speech. I hate typing. My spelling is horrendous. Plus, I'm trying to type faster because my brain's going fast. My fingers don't keep up. So I just talk and then it types for me. And that's pretty much that's it, man. That's literally them all. I mean, that I use consistent. This is the browser I use most consistently. So that's the majority. That was fun.
Awesome, guys. Now, one thing I want to do, like pro tip, is these will work on Mac for the Mac users and Windows. So a platform friendly for both of them. So real, pretty cool with that. So you should have no problems. Now, one thing, if you guys want, I can share mine, or if you guys have any questions on anything in particular, feel free to chime in, not a problem.
I'm interested in anything that I didn't share, that anybody uses, Alfredo, anybody here that uses, that's sick.
So
not that does anything the same way, but
yeah, I'll go
I'm
through
curious.
mine. Mine are very similar. So let me take over this real quick.
Oh, sorry. Here, I'll shut this off if you'd like. I don't know how, but
I think I got it.
you got it. Okay.
Take it over. So this is mine, guys. So if you have any Loom videos for me, you'll notice that I straight up go to these things. So I want to show like, hey, I know what I'm looking for. I know what I see. And I want to sound somewhat smart, right? So I have this, however you pronounce that, because I want to see, for example, let's say we'll use mine, right? Or yeah, that's fine. We use mine, simple. This is kind of my test one. But from here, if I click on this technology, I know it's a WordPress, right? So I utilize that also with like cold email. I said, hey, these suggestions I'm making, since you're on WordPress, they can be implemented fairly quickly, right?
And
then,
I like it.
And then kind of like, do I want to deal with Wix, or like, do I want to deal with WordPress or Square, or so I kind of like gauge that as far as how much, and then the client that I want to really help out. So this gives you like a lot of different platforms, but the one that I use it's really the CMS. Boom, real quick, it's on point, because I'm about sales and like opportunities. I'll use this one, Megapixel Helper. It'll let me know if they have Facebook Pixel on here. Okay. I also will use this like Google Tag Assistant. You have to enable it and then just do a refresh, right? And you have to be careful with the Facebook, because you can put Facebook in the tags here. So I'm an SEO and I don't even have my Google Search Console set up. What's up with that, right? So this is like a quick example. So I kind of use mine as what it looks like when you don't have it and things like that. I'm surprised. I know I have it.
Well, you might not have the code in there, but you could have did it on the DNS side, correct? Or would it read that?
It should read it. Yeah, it should read it.
Interesting. Okay.
Say global, or which one. That's why if you have global, sometimes they'll put the Facebook pixel in there.
Cool.
I have Ahrefs. So what I use Ahrefs for, guys, is the meta tag description, title tag, right? How much the word count is, your H1. And then I'll go into some metrics like, okay, what keywords. And the cool part from this, like if I click on it, it takes me right into Ahrefs. And then the stuff that I look for on here is, okay, you have 19 keywords. You can sort it by position, right? So I don't rank for really anything on page 1. Okay, this is national search volume, not local, guys. And then it tells me the URLs. I look at the URLs depending on the client, what's popping up new. You also can do like your referring domains on here. Where is most of your stuff coming from? As you can tell on my stuff, it's like citations, right? And then there's overall structure too that you can get in here. Your DR or your backlinks. give you some charts. If you go into the Keyword Explorer, I think they even call it that. Yeah, Keyword Explorer. It'll give you some search count. You can put in here and play with that. But what I like it's an extension. It jumps right away. This one, Chris did the same thing with this.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. Headers, images. There's 30 images with alt tags, so there's an issue there. The schema, what's going on with it, and then what the headers are as well, right? So I use the same thing, GS locator changer. Should take that off so it can find me here. Guys, again, in sales, I have the calendar. You can copy this. If you're in the email, you can just copy and it'll plug in the hours that you want if you're sending somebody an email. This one I got from Mr. Cohen, Local Dominator. So if you go into the maps, right? And if you do, I don't know, marketing company, I don't know, we'll do that one, right? Just marketing company. And then this guy pops up first. Okay, what this will give me is like those heat maps. If you click on this, it'll give me already the CID, the complete ones, the complete URL. So that's what I really use this one for. Bam, right there. Because like Plepper, you guys will notice Plepper's in here. It just gives me the actual number. So that one is kind of cool. I didn't know, Chris, what is these? I don't know about these. I really look at the categories like you, if they hide the address, what website they have on there, right? So
Yeah, well, what's the name of that one that you just pulled up?
this one is called Company Information in Google Search and Maps.
That's Elders, right?
No, if it's his, I don't know, but I use it. I don't know if it's his or not. But I like it because it gives me the full ID. I just literally copy this, paste it on any of the heat maps. They all work with this CID. And I don't let Google like, well, did you mean this company or that company, or which Roto-Rooter did you want me to look at, right? If there's multiple locations, multiple law firms, multiple plumbing offices, this like, bam, it's this one.
Well, you see that in Plepper on the far right-hand side at the very bottom by the SOS?
Yeah.
Right there, there's your CID URL. If you right-click and copy, it'll take you right to it. Just for, I mean, I don't know if you saw it or not. It's at the very.
I never really used that, to be honest with you. But I get it. Boom, copy, done.
I have to know, what are those boxes on the side, Alfredo?
Which ones?
Apple Valley, Victoriaville, Victoria. What is that? What is that over there? I've never seen that before.
Where
on my stuff. See on your far left of your screen, under recents, it says 7 Hesperia, 4 Apple Valley. Yeah, what is that stuff?
I don't know if it's a
saved locations or something. Is this
like,
places you visited, perhaps?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know if it's an Apple thing or maps.
Oh.
But it says recent, Chris. It says recent on the corner. That means wherever he visited recently, those are the locations.
Oh, so you don't shut that off.
Yeah.
No, his phone's location is on. Google can see
that's okay.
Whatever he does.
That's why I never see it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm out of my mind though. Don't. That's why I never see it.
So another one I'll use is Jasper, guys. If you guys get any emails from me and they sound smart and they sound like intelligent and like a well-spoken, non-Costa Rican, fully two-parent home English speaking kind of like email, you can thank Jasper for that, right? So there's this extension. I don't know why it's not enabled.
Is that free?
I have the Jasper account, which enables this on all my emails, on all my Facebook stuff, on anything that I pretty much type, and I don't want to make myself look silly, right? And I don't want to embarrass Chris or William or Harry. Like, man, that guy's like, have you seen his English? Jasper really makes me shine. So, take a look at this, guys. If English is your second language, if you're dyslexic and colorblind in a Spanish-speaking home, in a broken home, whatever your hangups are, there's a tool to get around those. Do not let that hold you back. Guys, we're winners here, right? And all those that are watching the replay. This is the audit tool that we use with William. He has that service that will get you leads. So we'll send him this audit or email automatically. It'll pull it for us. Okay, bulk opener is one that I use. So it's a mini rendering tool that I use, or I'll also put, if I'm doing some CTR, I'll put all the keywords in here, right? So lawyer Houston, attorney. Like if I want to verify that it brings up a map pack, I'll literally put it in here. So we'll do plumbers. All these bring it up, right? Plumbing near me. What's one? Router or something, whatever, right? So I'm trying to and if I hit this open, and I use this for multiple purposes. So this I can check real quick. Oh, this brings up a map pack.
Oh, that's handy. I like that one, dude.
This one brings up a map pack, boom, boom, because some of my clients and some of the people I white label, they just send me the GMB and a list of keywords. While sometimes the client doesn't know that those keywords, like this one here, if they put this on here, no map pack. I put that on purpose, right? Because obviously it's not going to bring up a map pack, but so I don't waste my CTR energy on this keyword. So that's how I do I paste and copy. Open this bulk opener. Another thing I'll do is I have another sheet, the 13 ways you can open up a website. I have Excel find and replace with my real URL. I put it right in there, and then I'll copy all of them in here and open those links and see how it's rendering. Right, it's the little mini audit. Lee Fletcher showed me that trick, but that's a mini audit. Like, do you have rendering issues? If you do, I'm going to find it, because I'm literally going to put all the 13 ways you can bring up, the www, the HTTP, HTTPS, all that, the slashes in there, the whole nine, real quick, bam. So I'll use this bulk opener for that. Stuff that you don't see. What else? Capital One, shopping, Chat GPT's also on there. Works like Jasper, right? It'll help improve.
What's that? Find solicitor or selector, is that what it is?
Yeah,
So
select.
you're looking for XPath?
Yeah,
what are you up to?
So let's check it out, right? Well, here we'll go here. Let's see what that, I believe this is.
What is that? Something a little different. Let me see.
Anchor. I'm not 100% what I got this one for, to be honest with you. I don't use it very
Fair
often.
enough.
Yeah. Foxy Proxy. Oops, hold on. What did I just hit? Grouptracker.com. I don't know. I don't really use that one. Jasper, you guys, keywords everywhere. I learned from Chris. He turns it off. I'm going to start doing that. That way it doesn't ding me. There's that link. Go. Chris just showed me how to really use this. Loom, guys, don't get the Loom extension. Get the Loom pro tip. Get the Loom app. You'll see it down here on mine, because it'll render to give you a higher H3 or if you use the extension, it drops it. You can't pick it up. So what the client sees is garbage, right? Let's see, Microsoft Optimizer Pro, when I was really heavy into it. Okay, this YouTube video. So really quick, I was having a hard time finding Chris's video. I found it. This is the one. So if you go to YouTube, and probably most of you know this, but if you don't, it works with any training, whatnot, right? Let's say YouTube. And so guys, show some love to Chris if you're not following Chris. I have a YouTube channel with some videos on there. William, So we'll go to Williams, right? And let's
I
say,
like that new background. That's cool.
yeah. So let's say this one's 6 minutes or 9 minutes, right? We click on here. That extension will
Learn more button, it pops out, goes to your about us section down here. How we help, it goes down to your services down here. Learn more buttons.
So D, it'll fast forward, or if you go over this, it'll kill it. So you can go through some programs, or I couldn't find Chris's, found it, put him on high speed, jotted down all the extensions he had just to trigger him, because that's my boy and I want to make him shine. And so, literally he just went to his browser like, damn, I wasn't expecting that. But that's what I use that for. So hopefully you found some value in that, guys. Let's see what else is in
That was
here.
fun. That was cool. Anybody else who else has some hot ones? You just gave me two. You got some fun stuff there. Okay.
Try.
Who else has? Anyone else have anything?
I've got one.
What you got?
Well, it's not an extension, but it's kind of a theory that I've been working on. I've noticed within the last, let's say, year in my Gmail account that if I use any kind of a keyword in the Gmail body itself or in the subject line, and I then switch from Gmail over to my TV, where I sometimes look at YouTube as an app on the TV, the smart TV. Whatever that word was in my prior Gmail account, all of a sudden it pops up on my TV as a suggested primary #1 video. And I was thinking that Google has our permission in their TOS to do keyword research. I was thinking, well, why wouldn't Google, since they're out to ban rank and renters and people that are SEO type people from page 1, it's a battle between us and them. Why wouldn't they use that same search keyword function in the Gmail account to see who is communicating with other SEO gurus or going to websites like Best Black Hat Forum or I Am Glory or something like that, and then create a list of probably thousands or maybe even 100,000 people that are considered black hatters and then being banned. So what I was going over with somebody else on this Zoom call earlier was that we communicate about a lot of things between our GMBs and so forth. And I think Google is actively reading these things using a keyword analysis, kind of like the NSA uses keyword analysis for, for phone calls and things for terrorists. I think Google uses the same type of algorithm. And once you're on this list, the do not fly list of GMBs, you're never going to get off it. You're done. So what I was thinking is that we really need to keep a new persona that's untainted from any prior history of being on this blacklist. So I was going over earlier with somebody else on the call today how we would do that. And Chris Palmer, he had a course a year and a half ago. I think it was called how to set up Android emulators, and using that to create 4G proxies with the ability to change the internal functions and IDs of the phone, and that maybe use that type of a program to do all of our future business exclusively with our Google properties, and never ever mix the two between our old band history and the new identities we're creating with a VPS like Vulture or something like that, where we're logged in remotely to our Google properties. Do you think there's any validity to this theory, or do you think I'm just
getting too paranoid in my old age.
I-
And what do you think, Chris? Or
My opinion, blocking of people, no. Serving you something for them, it's always follow the dollar. And that's with everybody, right? So blocking a person, I don't see that, but I I sometimes feel that way. But them serving you based on what's inside the mail, definitely, there's no question. But
Well-
blocking individuals, I would have been long blocked. You know, I think there's more, I call them my my biggest fans, right? I think your biggest fans are or competitors are probably more likely to do damage than Google. It's, generally the people that are most close to you.
yeah, what I was thinking exactly that is that if you are on the so-called list of black hatters and you get your competitors to call in and say, oh, he's a rank and renter, he doesn't really own let's say a water damage business in LA. He's just farming out leads and getting paid for it for a commission. Then Google would go, okay, we're going to suspend you. You have to go through our call center in Pakistan or India or wherever it happens to be. And then I think what Google has on that screen is a pop-up that with the people that are in the call center saying, oh, this is a known black hatter. He's trying to get his GMB reinstated. Put a very, very high scrutiny of documentation, like LLCs and utility bills and all this stuff you got to send in. And if it doesn't come out perfect, then do not reinstate the GMB. Do you think it could go that far?
Well, here's perhaps, I'm not sitting on Google's side. I wish. But what I do know is I'm sure I'm not the only one. When reviews were very easy to drop 90 days ago, right? I may or may not have had my review guy, instead of leaving positive reviews or negative reviews, hey, I need you to take those 500 accounts and submit a form against this business, right? And point out different flaws. Hey, their name isn't correct. Hey, this isn't their real phone number. Hey, look at their site. It's not even the same phone number. They're passing lead, right? To the tune of several hundred reports. And those businesses still exist. And I'm sure one of you guys in here have told on your competitors as well, and nothing happened, right? Sometimes you get lucky, but it's not guarantee I could take somebody, right? So I maybe, maybe, but no, I don't think that. No.
Do you think that the new Google bot, the Bard and Lambda bot, has become so exponentially powerful? Now we got ChatGPT 5 out. It went from the beginning of the year to ChatGPT 3. Now it's at 5. That's an exponential growth in intelligence if you look at it from that viewpoint. Well, I think Google's way ahead of ChatGPT. I mean, they're the major industry that's doing all this. Do you think they've created a bot that can put together all of these factors to analyze GMBs to see who the real mom and pop business owner is who's legitimately showing up in the 3-pack versus guys like we all know on these calls that we're on that are doing the rank and rent type of business profile? Do you think this bot will catch up with all of us and say, oh, we think this guy's a rank and renter. We're going to take him out of the 3-pack and put him somewhere down in number 10 or 15 in the maps listings, which is a big penalty. But they'll see somebody else who really does own a car wash. They'll go into all of their history and their browsing history, and they'll go into their Android phone and look at who their contacts are. And if the Android phone uplifts to Google all of their call logs. So Google can see who they're talking to and who their contacts are. If any of those other people are tainted with black hat history, then they may not come out with a clean slate bill of health, and they may not get their
How is-
their listing in the 3-pack anymore. They may drop down to 3 or 4, depending how egregious their activity is. Do you
right.
think Google's going to set up this sort of hierarchy of banning the super rank and renters versus the semi clean mom and pop type people?
That you said the keyword. Do I think how is Google why would they profit by keeping track or tabs on everyone? Now, that keyword that you said, the super egregious accounts that are consistent from an IP block, could that be easily filtered? Yes. But keeping tabs on everybody and their brother has tried rank and rent that I know, but this is a very small sector, right? If you go to Google Trends and type in SEO and then type in Blender, you'll see how small we really are, you know? So I don't see why it would be profitable for them, why would they allocate resources?
It would be probably not that profitable, but Google's main prime directive, like in Star Trek, was to go out and seek out new worlds and do no harm. Well, I think Google's prime directive is to serve the consumer the best way possible on page 1 search. And if rank and renters are dominating all of the 3-packs in
Then it forces
major,
them to ads.
that
to
is
make money.
a crushing blow to the average consumer, because it interferes with the transaction between the business owner, mom and pop, and the end user, because the rank and renter guy takes a big cut out of the middle and drives all the prices up, for their fee, for commission for sending the lead.
Yeah, but
And I think Google would be interested in banning that type of activity.
Google doesn't care about mom and pop. Google doesn't care about you or me. They don't care about the mom and pop. They don't care. How many real businesses have you heard that got shut down, all the reviews taken? They don't care. You can go back 1,000,000 times for a real business owner and they don't care. It's not in their best interest is to let guys like us run amok, so the real people, the real business owners, are forced to run ads.
Well, I agree. They don't care about the mom and pop people. What they care about is their reputation of providing the cleanest results to the consumer, so that they remain the #1 search engine in the world. They're at about 90 to 88 to 90% now, but they don't want Bing or the other people, Yahoo, or getting up there within the 20%. If Bing can create cleaner results that don't get hampered by rank and renters in the 3-pack, they could lose their dominance. So they're worried about their own bottom line, and screening out rank and renters could help them appease their bottom line by helping out the consumer.
So guys, I mean, with that being said, there, bad coffee, yeah, I think we're way too small in just our world, so we get consumed by it. White hat SEO, black hat SEO, rank and rent. Everybody's making $1, right? Google right on top as far as the food chain. But I love these topics, right? We can cover them, we can go on, and the deep holes, rabbit holes, I should say. But we are coming up to that 60-minute mark. I want to respect Chris and everybody that's on here, those that are catching the replay. I love it when Bad Coffee gets on, because he goes deep, right? He goes deep. Love it. I haven't seen you in a while, my friend. But
thank you for that. But there was one little thing more I wanted to comment. I'll shut up. That is that I've been looking at the very heavily. I've been spending hours looking at page 1 results for the maps listings. And I know that in 7 out of 10 major local industries like water damage, roofing, foundation repair, garage door stuff, all the things that we're in, it's rank and renters are dominating page 1. And if we can see it, I think Google can see it. And I think they've got a little section, a little office space up in their Palo Alto with guys working on, well, how do we get rid of these guys? Because they're taking over the 3-pack.
Hey, bad coffee. Let me say this, bad coffee. I have a client, and I am working with Williams and Alfredo. I'm working with them, but I'm also creating like a rank and rent site, but not. I'm making their websites, adding them to, like, say, Microsoft, Azure, IBM, and some other, and even the Amazon accounts, so I could start with them. I just want to show people, look, this is what you could do. This is what we could create for you. But I'm also working on my own rank and rent site with all those accounts.
Is it working?
And just, we're starting out.
You're working. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
if you can get your rank and rent sites into the 3-pack, you'll join about 5,000 or 6,000 other heavy hitters in the rank and rent industry. We all know that Matt Versteeg, for instance, from Mankato, Minnesota, that guy, he once or twice mentioned in his videos that he had up to 10,000 GMBs listed. Now he probably doesn't anymore since
Yeah.
Google's been going after everybody. But but he was on all the major local industry services sites. So he was dominating everywhere. Some people, and there's even one guy on the phone or on the Zoom call today, that when I check out his keywords in the map section, he's got 1, 2, or 3 or all of the listings in the 3-pack dominated so that nobody else can get in there. I mean, it's amazing. So if that can be done by one of our members here, it could happen in dozens and dozens and dozens of other niches. And Google's going to catch on,
Hey, what's wrong
especially
with
that bot.
I don't see nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
Oh, that sounds
And that's
great.
what we're working on.
Call,
That's
call
what
me,
out my
I'll
other
show
phone
you,
number.
Alfredo. Call me, I'll show you.
I had to change all my names and phone numbers on my end, so I know where you're coming from.
Well, this is why I emphasized earlier that we've got to create these new personas that have no
Exactly.
crossover contamination to our prior history of being black hatters. Google knows who the bad boys are, and they're going to keep an eye on us, especially the big heavy hitters. And if all of a sudden we're creating new phones and new vulture Gmails that aren't associated to anything in the past, but they do see some contamination crossover, by phone call lists and browsing history, then this new bot, the Bard bot, the Lambda, has the capacity, I think, now to put 2 and 2 and then 5 and 5 together, and they'll just create this spider web of links that'll keep the bad boys out of the 3-pack. So I think this is what we have to battle. We have to battle our old persona versus our new ones.
You
And
think
as long
that's
as we
gonna
can,
happen, Chris?
Hmm?
I'm asking you, Chris, you think that's going to happen?
I may or may not have multiple I not in the foreseeable future.
I think there's plenty of sunshine for everybody, including Google guys. And I don't mean to cut you off Bad Coffee, but I'm going to cut you off. 60 minutes is what I
Yeah.
want to make sure that we hit the ground ready. Guys, seriously, besides all the theory that we've been covering here for the last few minutes, I hope with all the extension it helps you guys. Chris said he picked up. I know I picked up some stuff from Chris myself. So hopefully those that are catching the replay, you guys picked up some good stuff as well. So tomorrow, guys, cold email with Simon, 11 o'clock. It's a little bit earlier. I'm excited. I'm on his platform. I use it. It's been successful to get more clients booked on your calendars, right?
Who's Simon?
Simon is this guy, ClickX, Simon Timothy. Good
Cool.
guy.
Okay.
11 o'clock. He takes care of the subdomains. He takes care of warming up the email. All you need to bring to the table is your niche and your sequence of emails, what you offer us, and bam, you're off to the races, right?
Alfredo, he's not the assistant of Mark Weber?
No, he has his own company, ClickX.
Is he selling? Oh, so is he selling or is he going to share the process?
He'll share the process. He's all about value. Really,
My guy. Okay.
Big heart, like real cool dude. Gives more than he takes. He does have his platform,
Of
but
course, it's everybody.
he makes it look. Come on, Carlos, 2 p.m.
Oh yeah, I'm a lazy motherfucker.
You gotta get up at 11. You gotta get up at 11.
I like this guy.
Real
Oh,
cool,
that's funny.
real cool guy, guys. A big heart. I can't wait because it's gonna solve a lot of problems in the sales process, right? We all know how to rank. We all know it's SEO chrispalmer.org and he'll get your stuff ranking. We all know that. Go to William. We all know how to rank, but how do we get customers? How do we get our calendars full? More people. Well, if we can do that on one avenue, there's multiple ones, Facebook, right? And cold email does work. Ask me how I know, right?
Show me how you know.
Look at my calendar. I got stuff.
No. I want to see the process. I'm looking, dude. It's up and down getting leads, man. So I'm super interested.
Yeah, so it's really cool. He streamlined it, and then you don't have to go through all that. Like I went over it on Monday. The data, he brings the data in and he sets that on auto. You set your sequence and all. And in the background, if they say take me off your list, he does that for you. In the background, hey, you got a positive response, Chris. Hit him up. Boom, you jump on the call. And every time there's no answers, no nothing. Every time. So it's the 17th. I probably have about 5 book appointments. I've talked to all 5. Multiple times. So, it's great. And then for me, it's whales so far, like $3-5 million companies. I talked to a plumber today. All they deal with is municipals, governments, contracts, stuff like that. So I'm super excited what this comes. Anyways, tomorrow, 11 o'clock, guys, it's super great. Chris, I appreciate you, man. Not next week, but the week after. We'll have, hey, do you guys want to cover a certain subject? You guys want to pick the subject now for Chris? What do you think, Chris? For next time, couple weeks.
That coffee jump to a question.
Have him talk about warming up emails and Gmail inboxes so that they get a higher trust value. That would be a good one.
I have outsourced that recently. Let's do another one.
So another one?
A different one.
Kyle, what do you got, Kyle? I know you're still there. Something burning. Let's pick
We haven't done hot seat in a while. Alfredo, this week I need to get with you if that's okay, or
yeah, 100%.
You still good?
Yep. So we got some stuff rolling. That's starting to pick up momentum. I've been fighting, bam, been in the fight in the ring since 4 o'clock this morning. So
you don't know how to punch.
I let my arm down.
Well, you have to know how to jab.
That's the thing. Well, what I do is I send Harry and Chris first, get them tired, and then I go and do
First you jab. That's the enticing part. That's the way you get them.
There you go.
I saw Alfredo with like a 45. No.
So guys, with that said, it's great. I appreciate those that are on the replay. Again, hopefully you got some value over the shoulder, just like we like to do it. Much love, much success, and I'll see you on the next one.
Pleasure. Thanks,
guys.
Thank you, guys.